What's up? AJ here. So this is a Samsung Galaxy A71 and I've been using this phone for about 70 weeks. So this video is not a review. Instead, I'm going to talk about how it is to use a Samsung mid-range phone in the long term. If you look at the top selling smartphones of last year and this year, you will have seen that the Galaxy S series and the Note series are not even there in the top 10 list. But the A series is at the top of the Android world. The A series is actually ruling the Android world. It's the most selling Android phone of last year and this year. So there are two things that I'm most impressed with this phone, and the first one is the display and the second one is the battery. So this is a 6.7-inch 1080p Super AMOLED display, and if you put the screen mode in display settings to vivid, the colors are really saturated and the contrast ratios are really high. But this display is a little bit big, but some people might find it hard to use this phone single-handedly. Then the battery. This phone has a 4500 mAh battery inside, which is actually average size, but this phone does not have any power-hungry components inside, so it gives you really long battery life. This phone could last you even more than a day on a full charge. Since the A70 is a mid-range phone, so there are so many cost cuttings around this phone, like the camera, the materials, and lots of other things. First, I'm going to talk about the fingerprint scanner. So it's an optical one, and you have seen that Samsung flagships use ultrasonic fingerprint scanner, which is actually slower compared to optical scanners found on OnePlus, Huawei, and Xiaomi phones. And this is an optical one, and this is even slower than the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner, which is actually opposite to what I said first. I don't know why it's happening, because the software is making it slow or the scanner's hardware sucks. It's like you have to press a second longer to unlock the phone. And if you have a screen protector, especially if it's a glass one, then I would say the fingerprint sensor is an ergonomic disaster. That is why I like the Galaxy M series fingerprint scanners located. Those phones have fingerprint scanners located on the side or on the back, which is actually really convenient and more fast. Next is the build quality. So this phone has a plastic frame and a plastic back, so which is actually a sign of less durability, but 90% of durability issues can be solved by putting a case on. So what I was going to point out is that the paint around the frame is actually starting to peel off around the headphone jack, the charging port, and the SIM card slot. So the paint quality is a little bit low, so there are some cost cuttings around here. And the plastic back, which is less fragile and more vulnerable to scratches, so putting a case on might be really a good idea. Now let's talk about the cameras. So this phone has a triple camera setup. It has a 5 megapixel depth sensor, 32 megapixel main camera, and an 8 megapixel ultra wide camera. The 32 megapixel main camera also can shoot at 12 megapixels, which is using pixel binning. So pixel binning is actually combining several pixels into one and making more clear shot. So pixel binning actually reduces noise and increases low light performance. FYI, the Galaxy A70 is the first Samsung smartphone to use pixel binning in the main camera. And it kind of works with this phone in some scenarios, but the ultra wide camera is a little bit less sharp compared to the main camera, especially in low light situations. I would say that this phone has a dual camera because one of these camera is a depth sensor, and depth sensors are really actually useless. So, and even though this phone has a depth sensor, the video autofocusing still is lagging. The successor of the Galaxy A70, the Galaxy A71, has a macro camera, and Samsung calls it quad camera. So macro cameras are again another useless camera. If I want a macro shot, I would just get as close as I can and then zoom in. That's way a lot better than using the macro camera, and that is a lot of cost cuttings on the camera department. Under the hood, the Galaxy A70 is powered by Snapdragon 675. So the A70 does not use the Snapdragon 700 series chipset, so it's not the most powerful in the segment. In the end of the day, you think you only paid $400 for this phone, and that means you can complain a lot about this phone, and that makes the A70 a great value for money. So is it worth buying the Galaxy A70 in 2020? I would say kinda yes. This phone is better than the A51, Samsung Galaxy A51, and the prices now has come a lot down, so you can buy it if you really liked it. By the way, if you like this video, please press the subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.